I want you to know that the laws of God were there before the times of Moses. So whenever somebody say, "Oh, um, Moses, it's a law of Moses," no, it's the law of God. David sent messengers to go and take her back from the legal husband that she had. What does that mean? Sons of God. Yeah. So there's a difference between spiritual marriage and physical, legal marriage. Marriage is a spiritual practice because it is of God. It was instituted by God. And so, with that said, in the legal or physical realm, we cannot adjust what God has already sealed in the spirit. Now, what does that mean for us, Christians, believers, and followers of Christ? I want you to know that the laws of God were there before the times of Moses. So whenever somebody say, "Oh, um, Moses, it's a law of Moses," no, it's the law of God. Moses was given the laws of God, see commandments and certain things, but under his priesthood, under the priesthood of the Levitical, well, the Levites, specifically that were there with Moses, who Moses brought down laws for for certain ceremonies. That's what's done away with. But we see in Genesis 26, I believe, verse 5, where it says, I can't remember exactly if that's it. I know it's in Genesis 26, if I remember correctly. Uh, that Abraham obeyed the charges, commandments, statutes, and laws of God during his time. So where did they come from? It had to been there. So though we don't have any additional evidence to prove that, that alone right there shows that laws were there already. All right. Now, for the case of David and Michal, Michal, Michal. My wife's name is Michal. So I think I'd have maybe a bit, God to give me a bit more, some understanding in regards to this. All right. So, King David. In the legal, physical realm, Michal, she was married to another man. I think it was Party or something like that. I know it's in Second Samuel. You can look it up for yourself. Uh, I remember it's being Second Samuel something or something. Please do your due diligence because I don't like people just listening blindly to other teachers. I don't care who it is. Even Jesus pulled scriptures. He didn't pull stuff out of his back pocket. And so who am I? Do your due diligence. Look these things up. Please. I care about y'all. I care about y'all souls. God gave me a gift of understanding certain things, and it's my duty to share that wisdom with you all. And you take um, what's relevant to you in that time period of your life. So yes, even though Michal was married to another man, legally, spiritually, she was still married to David. David did not release her. Again, David did not release her. So what does that mean? If David did not release her, and some of y'all may be married to another man, and you still, well, legally married to another man, but you still spiritually married to the previous man you were with. You're still spiritually married, no matter what you do. God gave the man authority for a reason. We don't, I know, and women in this society initiate most cases of divorce. Most of the divorces are initiated by women. But that doesn't mean that those are actual divorces. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think if these people genuinely cared about women as they say they have, and all these feminist movements and all these things, they would have cared more about what these things are doing to your souls rather than quick. Oh my goodness, this movie about that, bruh. These people are crazy, bruh. We're about to merge in, and this dude pulled up all the way from behind. Thank God I slowed down. It could have been a big accident. But yeah, most of y'all are still married to your previous husband. Your previous husband didn't accept the divorce. Maybe he was forced to, and sowing and reaping. These are laws of sowing and reaping. You're gonna reap what you sow. You you disrupt the establishment and authority of God, and order of God. You're gonna reap consequences. And as much as we like to say, Christ forgives, Christ forgives. Yes, there's forgiveness, but buddy, there's punishment. I'm not gonna say there's curses because Christ took the curses when he died on the cross. But there are consequences. A curse is something permanent. A consequence is an immediate action or punishment. At least that's how I define it right now. A consequence, of course, can be long term, which is a curse, but punishment is usually temporary. But punishments can be harsh. So all of that to say, be careful who you marry, especially as women, because you thinking you might have an escape, you just divorce him. But unless he releases you, or I guess you could put it this way too. Even if you leave him, you cannot marry someone else unless he releases you. You cannot marry someone else unless the man releases you. Otherwise, why would King David go ahead and take back his wife Michal from a legally married, from a man she was legally married to? So, and if you want to argue that that's wrong, let's also go to the scripture that says David did all that was righteous in the sight of the Lord, except in the matter of the Uriah the Hittite. So, if you disagree, please refute that verse. Refute that scripture for me. 45 water. 45 water, yeah, feel me. So that's it for today. At least regarding that part of divorce and marriage. Again, marriage, biblically, I'm gonna make a video about that. It's gonna be brief. So, peace be with you all. Take care of yourself. Deuces.